Hey, thanks for clicking on to tkanddrinks today. Be sure to click, like, link, subscribe, all those things. I want to make sure to get as many followers as we can. Remember, when we get to 100 subscribers on YouTube, we're going to be doing a giveaway of sorts. We're, at the time of this video, at 62 subscribers. So I was getting ready to do start my reviews for Space and Time Mead and Cider Works, and I'd gotten some requests from some viewers about what is Mead and who is the BJCP, and so I figured I'd give everybody a little bit of a breakdown on those things, you know, a little bit more information on what I am doing and what's going on with the show and everything. So today I'm going to be bringing you a little what is Mead and a little history of Mead 101. Nothing in depth, just a quick little overview for the viewers who've been requesting that, and anybody who's wants a little more knowledge who may not already be knowledgeable. So if you're interested in a quick history lesson, stick around for a minute and we'll get that taken care of. What is Mead? Mead is basically the oldest fermented beverage on the planet. It's been around for roughly 9,000 years. It consists of water, honey, and yeast. It's not quite like wine, it's not quite like beer, but it has properties of both, and it's its own crazy, unique beverage. It's thought to have started in China, but it's been seen everywhere from China to the Mayan civilization and everywhere in between. It's about the way until the Roman Empire comes along and they basically trounce out mead for wine under the guise that bees sting and grapes don't, which is understandable because I hate getting stung by bees too, and you know, especially if you're allergic, there's no way you're coming back then. So wine becomes the most popular drink for the Roman Empire. Mead basically stays in Scandinavia until about the time that the Explorer Revolution goes and trade routes are developed and whatnot. And then beer becomes popular, preservation becomes easier for it, it's cheaper to make, so beer becomes the drink for the masses, ale and whatnot. And then mead is basically just for snotty rich people at this point who have the money to afford and get honey because it's so expensive and difficult to get. And it basically stays unchanged for the next several hundred years until roughly, my understanding is about the late 90s, about 25 years ago or so, the mead industry really kind of started popping off. They started developing some new techniques, discovering new ways to make the product and refine the process, and it's really stepped up the game. There's a mead renaissance is the way I would kind of describe it going on. I'm not sure everybody would, but there's certainly a resurgence of mead happening, and there's a ton of people out there doing a bunch of really cool stuff with it. And just like stouts and IPAs and wines had its, you know, certainly had more than its day, and you know, mead's got its time coming in the sun, and I think it's going to be a very cool experience seeing all these things happen in real time and being there to experience. I'm very excited. So that's a quick breakdown of the history of mead. What is mead? Mead is honey, water, and yeast, and that's it. There's a couple other things that you can do to it to change it up. If you want to add fruit to it, they call that a mellow. If you want to add spices to it, like coffee or vanilla, something like that, they call that a metheglin. You make it with apple juice or apple product, something, they call that a sizar. If you use grapes, they call that a piment. There's all these different names and for different products that you can put in them and brew with them. So that's all that mead is. Water, honey, yeast. Feed the yeast some nutrients to help it eat the sugar that's in the honey, and let it go and do its own thing. There's definitely a lot more you can do to it to refine the process, everything, but at its core, water, honey, yeast, let it ferment, and here we go. So I hope that was a quick little history lesson and brief overview of what mead is for anybody that was looking for that. Again, there's much more detailed, better history lessons out there, but it's a quick little overview. Thanks for clicking on to TK and Drinks today. Have a great day, night, evening, wherever you're at. Peace.